Welcome to Media Layers Sandwich. With me is Mark Monster from
CrazyMark.com.
And I'm Scotty Mayali, better known as Toaden from Toaden.com and YouTube.com/ToadenK. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe and that bell so you get notifications when we have new episodes, because we might have something new or we might have something old. Today we have a little bit of both with Harry Artin.
Yes.
I'm not quite sure if you still represent this old character that you used to have. Maybe he was on MTV a little bit.
Yes. I still, MC Sampler is still my character, and my full real name is Harry Artin Berberian. Harry Artin is more my comedy name, but yes, I still represent MC Sampler. Just like you'll always be Toaden K, you'll always be Toad.
Yes, if I'm sure most of our audience has no idea what MC Sampler is, but if you just go ahead and Google that, and maybe Baby Got Jack will probably come up, or an old MTV thing.
Wait a minute, what was that about the skinny girls?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like the skinny girls myself also.
Yes, Baby Got Jack.
I think for our teaser for this, we're actually just going to go ahead and rip that old MTV News clip when he introduces that.
Awesome. Totally awesome. Great.
But today, what are you working on now?
Well, what I'm working on now is actually something serious. Capitalizing on what's been going on in Detroit, like the positive resurgence of Detroit. And you're a part of it. Can I say that the audience knows that you...
They don't know my day job.
Okay, they don't.
I do.
You can't say it?
I'd rather not.
Okay, let's not say it.
It's not hard to find out what I do.
Toad is, he's also part of the, let's just say, the positive resurgence of Detroit. And there's a lot of positive things going on. And a few years ago, I conceived a song along with a couple other buddies called Luv U Detroit, Luvu Detroit, Luv U Detroit. And basically, it is a positive song that's going to turn into a music video, and then it's going to turn into a movement for Detroit that's going to be a nonprofit marketing campaign for the city of Detroit through arts and entertainment. And we're looking to get corporate sponsorship to help us fund this movement.
It's kind of like sang that song again?
Well, the song that we created, the original song is derived from an early song from the 1960s, and it was a Martha Reeves song from 1967. And Martha Reeves, we met her back in the early 90s, and she became a friend of our family's. So I reached out to her a few years ago, and I literally convinced her, hey, Martha, can you be part of a rap song and do the chorus? And first she was like, hell no, I'm not doing no rap song. I don't like rap at all. And I, over a meal at Andiamo's in Detroit, in Renset, I was like finally convinced her after like, please, after a couple drinks, please, and paying her a little money or whatever. And I'm like, then I finally convinced her to lay down like this chorus for the song called Luv U Detroit. And I'm right now, I'm doing the rap. I'm still really divided as to whether I should do the rap or I should employ like various different rappers, African-American rappers. But I have a black friend of mine who's doing like the hype. He's being the hype man, and I got Martha, of course. So because I want it to be kind of like a multicultural endeavor. The odds of me doing a rap song for the city of Detroit and it actually becoming successful, it's a challenge. But
off the top of my head, I can't really think of many Armenian rappers besides you.
Right, exactly. So, and I've been doing comedic rap for years, and I just thought this actually may very well be my swan song.
Well,
And
wait
it's
a minute
sad.
here. That couldn't be your last thing, man. Don't look at it that way. But once again, you did get Martha Reeves of the Vandells. There's Martha Reeves, and the Vandells. You got the main lady out there, the number one woman out there to do the vocals with you, and that rocks. That's awesome, dude. You got a legend in your corner, and that's a good thing.
And she's about she helped me actually revise some of the lyrics, and she wrote her chorus part herself. Like she actually wrote the words, but see, here's the problem. I can talk about anything on this podcast?
As far as I'm concerned,
okay.
Sure.
So like basically, I'm having trouble with the song, and I've been having trouble with the song because there are certain people that say that okay, Martha, she sounds good, but she sounds, she's older. She's 74. She doesn't sound as good as she did in the 60s. I'm like, okay, whatever. But I'm looking for authenticity. I'm looking for, and some people are divided. I'd love for you to hear the song or play the song. Love to get like polls of your listeners. And then there are people that say, okay, Harry, you suck as a rapper. Harry, you shouldn't even do the rap. And then there are other people, no, you got to do. And then Martha Reeves herself said, Harry, God told me to tell you that you're supposed to do the rap. You're not supposed to employ 6 other rappers. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, okay, do I really believe that she talked to God or?
Listen to Martha. She knows where it's at.
Yeah, she does. I got to listen to her. I got to listen to her.
I think you're supposed to respect your elders.
Yes.
And it's one of those things where you're like, you know what? She knows what she's talking about.
She does, yeah. I mean, listen, for me to even convince her, like I said, to do a rap, she didn't respect rap at all. I don't think she still doesn't. But the thing is like, it took a lot because I literally revamped one of her songs and turn it into a rap song like a lot of people do. But our goal is to get full credit to Martha and the songwriters that created the song, and also to raise money for Detroit. And I'm not really taking much credit beyond like being one of the producers on it. I want to be just a catalyst for a new movement. It started with a
You're
song.
Talking about movement. What do you mean by movement?
Yeah, where do you want this? Where do you want it to go?
Yeah, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to create like almost like a pure Michigan campaign, but for just Detroit. And it's going to be branded as Luv U Detroit. And it's basically going to be a nonprofit movement that promotes the city of Detroit positively through arts and entertainment. And so we're trying to like associate ourselves with Quicken Loans, with DTE Energy, with Better Made Chips, with all these different Verners, Little Caesars Arena, Olympia.
And you're reaching out to local artists too.
We're local artists that want to work with us. Like we want to maybe put together like a Luv U Detroit, event, like hey,
so many local events
local
and
artists and we want to like promote the city of Detroit positively through arts and entertainment specifically, and we want to establish a relationship with other corporations that will help us fund this vision.
Well, when you say movement, that tells me a movement to me isn't one company, one corporation. A movement to me is multiple corporations that are all doing something. They might all have their own reasons,
right?
But they're all pushing for some kind of change or some kind of, something going on. They're all moving in the right, in the same direction.
Right.
Like to me, Occupy movement was a movement.
That was a movement.
Because
right.
Although there was a main centric office, you could go up to each one of these groups going, who are you representing? Oh, we're representing this group. Who are you representing? Oh, we're with Veterans for Peace. Who are you representing? We're with Veterans for blah, 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 blah. I know at least 4 or 5 different veterans groups that were going to the Occupy movements. That's why I know.
See, but that's where
those
I gotta
come
play
to mind. But
I gotta play the devil's advocate here, and I gotta put. There's a fine line between a movement and a PR item.
Stunt.
To me, a PR stunt is sponsored by a which I'm not saying some of these so-called movements aren't, because they are. But when you get different companies and different groups of people on their own, that's when you really start seeing a movement take happen. When you go, well, there is no leader. There is no, this person over here might have started it, but that person can just disappear and never say a single word again, and this thing is still going to be here because he has no say in anything. To me, that's a movement.
I agree with 100% like what you're saying, and I feel like I'm a person that's trying to like strike a match, and I'm keep striking and I'm just doing it all by myself, and it's really hard to do it all by myself. But I'm trying to start something, maybe through this podcast, through this media litter sandwich, right?
Yes.
Podcast is going to start, helping the movement.
Well, you put a couple songs between some bread, and then you make somebody eat it.
Yes.
And whatever's left over when they cut off that crust,
right,
and they throw that away,
right,
that's us.
Right.
It's got a pepper bar.
I love this.
Pepper bar.
I mean, I've reached out to like I FedExed or whatever, to Dan Gilbert, to Rock Ventures or whatever, hey, I haven't heard any response. I've tried to reach DTE Energy. That's been hard. It's really hard to reach out to corporations. I'm not officially a nonprofit yet. We're looking to become a 501c3 to attract funding in that manner.
Well, what exactly do you want to do? You talk about a song, but
right.
What, are you trying to start an event? What's the goal?
The goal,
a physical goal.
Well, right now we're just working on the song and a music video. That we want to finish it and launch it by Thanksgiving.
And the proceeds are nonprofit.
And
where do they go?
They're going to go to Detroit Blight Busters.
Okay.
That's one. And also there's this Homeless Action Network of Detroit. That's two. There's also another entity called Neighbors Building Brightmoor. And these are all Neighbors Building Brightmoor and Detroit Blight Busters we've reached out to and we've actually had meetings with. And so they're already aware of what we're doing. It's just that we're trying to raise money through the song and video.
Right.
And get a positive campaign going, and we're not operating with hardly any budget at all. And
do you have a website?
I do have a website, but I literally have to do it my freaking self. And that's the
story of our lives.
One of my friends just introduced me to Muse. Do you know Muse?
Only as the band.
Yeah, the band.
Okay, well, I got to do it all myself, and there's a learning curve. So
yes, there is.
Because I don't have the money to. I reached out to this company called Motor City Mobility. They kind of gave me, they do it for cost, but we just don't have the money. So I literally feel like I have to create Luv U Detroit.
Yes.
Myself, without any budget.
Wow, that sounds familiar to some of our stories.
But I really want it to be good.
I'm sure.
I want it to be $100,000 video without spending any money.
Well, see, that's the thing. You have to educate yourself, and you got to get out there and do it yourself. There's going to be a lot of trial and error, and I'm sure a lot of you out there in the viewing and listening audience can relate to this because there's somebody out there who's got a gazillion abilities, and you have to hone them all in and focus to make what you want happen because you know that if you're going to get somebody to shoot your video or to work on a presentation, that you're going to get weird camera angles that you didn't want, or the audio is going to be off or something like that.
Yep.
Or the art's going to be horrible. You just threw away tons of money on a web.
Now, I don't want to say too much, but we are talking to someone who has had fantastic music videos in the past. We're talking to someone who has been on MTV and some late night shows.
Oh yeah,
doing comedy.
Right.
You've got a couple minutes, maybe not 15 minutes.
Right.
But
I've had some 15 minutes. I've had like 3 or 4 minutes of 15 minutes of fame or whatever.
Yeah, and you're fighting to get the other 9.
The other 9, right. and I'm just trying to put together something that's like a catalyst, and I think Luv U Detroit will resonate. I reached out to Mitch Albom the other day. And I met with him, and
now when you reach out, do you say that you're partnering with or you have a real partnership with Blake Detroit?
Well, there's all unofficial partnerships until we start generating money. And at least right now we're just generating visibility for them.
Right.
And
I would definitely work with events and whatever they're doing. I would totally jump up on that and be like, hey, we want to work with them more. I want to do something here, whether if it's a clean comedy act or...
Right. Well, we have a comedy show in the works, a Luv U Detroit comedy show, but right now we can't do it alone, and we need your guys' help. We need like just so you say, Occupy Wall Street. We need it to grow into a new movement. But some could argue that Detroit is already on a positive upswing. There doesn't need to be any positive endeavors on Detroit's behalf. But I don't know. I kind of disagree. What we're doing is we're kind of like we're capitalizing on the positive movement that's going on in Detroit right now by doing something positive for Detroit and creating events and different art forms to promote Luv U Detroit. I might be completely off my rocker, but I really believe in this idea. But we need help creating the freaking song and music video badly. And I know what it takes to create a good video, and it's the editing.
Oh yeah, you need a great editor. But back to getting everybody involved with your calls, with your direction and your vision.
Yep.
Have you gotten the Comedy Castle, Scott Ridley involved, or anybody?
Mark
like that?
Ridley.
Mark Ridley,
No, and I could. That's not a terrible idea. I've done events there. I've done fundraisers there before. It's just they're tricky. You know, they're going to charge me a $2,500 rental fee, and then.
Well, not necessarily.
But I could get a sponsor to donate that. You know what? Yeah, you're right. I should do that.
It isn't about putting an event on within a box. It's because you're out of the box right now. You have this vision, and you want to get people on board and involved.
So would you guys, if I had a Love You Detroit comedy show at the Market, would you guys come and would you promote it, or would you come?
I don't know if we could come because that's, you
have day jobs.
We have day jobs and we do a lot of events.
Right.
But that's why I always like to bring up events though too, because we talk about, putting together our own event, and sometimes we could just put it in someone else's. You have a product.
Yes.
That's the cool thing. You have a product.
Right.
And you could sometimes put your product in someone else's presentation.
Okay.
There are, a lot of charity events and different things. You can be like, hey, look, I have a song. I want to do something, or at least I want to talk about some of things that I have coming up. Can I get like a free promotion booth? I promote you guys promote me. We have this thing going on. You talk so passionately.
Yeah.
I really do feel like you can do something. And and of course, most people are not going to say no and go, hey, I do a 20-minute comedy thing. Here, you could find my old material. I used to be a headliner.
Right. I mean, I have a series of like blind spots that I like that maybe Comedy Castles. That's not a terrible idea to do an event fundraiser. Maybe you're right, reaching out to existing events where we could somehow partner with.
There's so many events that we've seen that are charity events.
Right.
And they create it, and they have their own charity. However, their charity all it does is donate to another charity.
Right.
And every once in a while that charity changes due to whatever, what other events or, that may happen.
Right.
And that's what I kind of see happening. Like, hey, we're kind of a blanket. This event's going to go for this charity. This event's going to be that charity.
Well, what we were thinking,
this is what our overall thing is.
Right. We're like a movement, but we were thinking about like being like a vehicle for like, hey, we're going to give 10% to Detroit Blightbusters and 10% to the Neighbors Building Brightmoor and 10% to Homeless Action Network.
See, that might be a better promotion, saying we're a vehicle for charities. We would like to be a movement where other people, jump on and start doing the same thing as us.
Right.
Because to me, that's a movement where you have other people doing similar things. Like, we're a vehicle, and I want people to copy us.
Right. To create their own Love You Detroit movements or Love You Detroit events.
Right.
So now that you know what to do, go home and write up your list, type it out, and get it all ready to go to present.
So you think it's better to say we're a vehicle for nonprofits?
Yes.
Okay. Instead of calling ourselves a movement just yet.
Right.
Because we're not that damn movement.
Because to be a movement, you have to have other companies all doing the same thing.
Okay.
To me, that's what a movement is.
Okay.
I'm sure someone is screaming, going, no, it's not.
It's a PR
Well,
stunt.
let us know what you think. You could email podcast@MediaLitterSandwich.com. You can write down your comments, tweet us, whatever. I'm saying that's what I see a movement as.
I understand. Now, you being I feel like you compared to me for sure. You're a YouTube or internet social media guru of some level, right? And I was going to ask you, if I have a YouTube channel, Electric Eel Entertainment is my YouTube channel. That's my company name, Electric Eel, or Triple E, whatever you want to call it. Do I need to have a separate YouTube channel calling it you Love You Detroit and put only Love You Detroit related stuff? Or am I wasting my time trying to now launch a new YouTube channel devoted because
because there are two companies?
Yes.
You're doing the right thing. We know you have two channels because we did our research.
Okay.
I think you're doing the right thing because
doing what?
By having the two channels, because they're two different companies.
They're two different.
You don't want to financially.
So should I build a Love You Detroit following a Love You Detroit channel? Is it
at
worth
least
my
have
time?
it out there. I think it's worth your time.
I have 2 freaking subscribers right now. I have nothing.
Well, what it is if you have video from events, or if you're gonna want to put videos from your events or to promote this vehicle,
Yeah.
that's where I would upload it, because you don't want to combine your finances from two different companies, because one of them's for profit,
Right.
so,
and one's a nonprofit.
and one's non-profit. You don't want to mix those. You don't want someone.
So you think it's good to have a Luv U Detroit channel?
Yes, because that's separate from Electric Eel, especially because when you're talking about one's gonna be a non-profit, one is a company, a for-profit.
Right.
If something was to happen with either one of those companies or with you personally,
Right.
legally that could be messy.
Right. Got it. I
Speaking
understand.
of messy, sir, what you might want to consider too, backing up these shows, these channels,
Right.
by going to Dailymotion, Vimeo, and VO.
Or purchasing some maybe an off-site backup, like either on the cloud or just.
Cloud.
What are you talking about? For what?
What you want to do, instead of just the cloud, you want to be visible, okay? Cloud.
Well, that too.
But you want to be visible, and you'll be visible also on Dailymotion. You'll be visible on VO, and you'll be visible on Vimeo.
Yeah, and there's so many
Are you saying
more out there.
uploading stuff to there?
Yes. Get an account. Get your name there.
I have a Vimeo account.
All right, Knuckles. Boom. Right now, I want to dive back into some history here. I want to ask you, Harry. You have some experience out there in the field with some pretty heavy hitters. You worked with Howard Stern. Could you tell us about that?
Oh yeah, I used to produce book guests, shocking guests for Howard Stern and another guy named Man Cow in Chicago. And I also booked guests for Jerry Springer and
the Jerry man.
Yeah, and I had a knack for creating like shocking entertainment, which is why my company is called Electric Eel Entertainment.
Right on.
And the thing is I would book really outrageous stuff that got me into trouble, at least on one occasion, well, a number of occasions. But I got investigated by detectives, and when I was living in L.A. because I created this crazy character that was going around killing kids' pets, and I got into a lot of trouble over that, and then because they thought it was real.
When you were doing that, did you dress up in clown makeup?
No. No, this was all over the radio.
No creepy clown?
This is all over the radio. But I did book a guy on his TV show that was on E! Entertainment in the early 2000s that had his 14-year-old daughter had died early, and he had her stuffed like a taxidermed animal.
Ooh.
And he brought her on the show. But it wasn't real, but it was there. People thought it was real.
Oh, okay.
Now, that's the next question. Did he dress up like a creepy clown?
No. He keeps referring to clowns because he knows I've also worked production and done some acting on ICP videos, and I've produced on Twisted videos. And,
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, but you talk about these reality shows and fake things on reality shows. So how much, and I know you worked on a couple other sort of reality shows. I don't know if you want to name any of them, but so how much of it is real? You want to shatter our illusion or build it up?
Well, I think you guys are pretty smart, and you know that. I mean, I think almost all reality shows are not so much scripted, but the people are, of course, coached. And I believe for instance, like a Jerry Springer show, for instance, it's not really a reality show, but it is a reality show in the sense that, those people are, for the most part, real people, but they're coached. They're coached. And of course, all reality shows are formulaic by nature. There's always the person that's the enemy and the bad person, and then there's the people that fight against that person. I mean, all conflict makes for good drama. So there's got to be conflict.
So it's just
Do you think it would benefit somebody to go on a reality show? And you actually gave me an offer once, and I turned it down. And it was funny because
I forgot what it was.
It was a pawn store.
Oh yes, I was working.
I had an old character, and you were like, "Hey, just come and you don't have to actually sell your mask, but be that character."
Right.
And it's funny because you're not the first person to ask me to go on that show.
Right.
It was every time a major comic book movie came out, my phone was ringing, which I'm really shocked my phone isn't ringing. Is that Pawn reality show no longer around?
I don't think it's around anymore.
Okay, that's why it's not ringing, because they're making a show of Runaways, and I was known having multiple issues of the first few runs of Runaways. because when the Guardians came out, I was getting my phone ringing for that because I knew I had a lot of the original modern version and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that. But
definitely by all shapes, most of the stuff reality shows are fake and they're and they're not scripted. They're just they're just.
But you think it would benefit somebody, maybe a wannabe actor?
Sure,
to go
absolutely. At least in the short term, if you all you care about is money. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that have launched careers from a reality show for sure, but reality shows are now they're not as popular, or it's becoming like YouTube. It's just like now everybody and their mom has a reality show. Everybody and their mom has a YouTube channel. Even dogs have YouTube channels. Oranges have YouTube channels. Like cats and insects. And so like the thing is,
hamsters.
I mean, what's scary is now everybody's in the entertainment business, whether they like it or not, because of Facebook and social media, and everyone's trying to entertain each other by their posts. And I mean, it's crazy.
We're
crazy.
also salesmen.
We're all salesmen. We're all in a giant reality show, and Trump is the reality show king. And we're all in a huge cesspool of nonsense and we're lonely too. We're connected via social media, and we're very lonely.
Okay, so we have sort of a new segment, questions from a hat. So this time we actually have a hat.
Oh, cool.
We actually have a hat this time.
Awesome.
So go ahead and pick a random question.
Okay.
All right, let me see it.
I like this one, yeah.
All right,
That's the question.
Like a fortune cookie.
Yeah.
Wow, this one. Okay, so this is actually something you have experience in a little bit.
Cool.
If you had to rebrand, how would you do it?
Rebrand? Like
now that's
me?
kind of what you're doing now, though. A little
Me
bit.
or this project?
You. Because you are kind of rebranding right now.
Yeah, I am, because this is a serious thing. Mm-hmm. You mean like a name?
Well, you could say name as well, which you've already done that too by using your real name.
Well, yeah. I mean, if I had to rebrand, I'd probably be, Harry Artin. Artin is my middle name. I'd be my real last name, which is Harry Barbarian, and so I'd be more kind of like comedic and serious, because now I'm using my real name, and I can't say like shocking things that's gonna like piss off my mom and my family and stuff. Like, so I tend to hide behind, just like you're not hiding, but you're like Toaden. You're an alias. But so in a way, you're like Toad, like with tech or something, right? I don't know,
a little bit,
whatever.
I guess.
So like the thing is that I'm an eel, I'm an electric eel or whatever. I'm shocking. But like if I were to rebrand, I'd be Harry Barbarian. My dad was a famous opera singer, and his last name was Barbarian. So like the thing is like, but that's I can't play a character, and I have to actually be myself, and I can't play a game. So it's like, and it's shocking and scary for me to be myself. That's always been a big issue.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it harder being yourself or a character?
It's easier for me to be a character, hands down. All I did was do characters for Howard Stern and this Man Cow guy. I'm really good at creating characters, but at the end of the day, I'm not being genuine with myself, and I'm not. And it's hurt me in comedy, per se, because not being yourself. People just kind of see through all the bullshit, and they don't,
Because people want, they
they
want
want you to
something
be
relatable.
Yourself. Right. They want you, like, they want, like I have an interesting story to tell, and I've been through a lot of stuff and BS and crap, and, like a lot of really hard stuff that kind of indirectly led to me doing this Luv U Detroit. Like one thing that really kind of like is dear to my heart is like still like the homeless of Detroit. Like I still feel that like with what's going on downtown and all the great stuff, but there's still homeless people, and it's like they should be sharing in the wealth, let's say, and they should be so like that's what I want Luv U Detroit to be about, like drawing attention positively to Detroit through arts and entertainment, but letting that arts and entertainment fund nonprofits that help Detroit and Detroiters. Detroit's
really interesting because it's one of the few places where you can see low-income housing for the elderly right next to, $7,000 a month,
condos,
high-rise condos,
right?
They're full of windows all around them and beautiful. It's really interesting. Some of them you see in the same building,
right? Right.
Detroit's very interesting in that regard.
And I mean, I grew up in Michigan, and Detroit obviously for years had such negative connotation and what a wrecked city it was.
Even when I was a kid, it was don't
go to Detroit. You're gonna get killed.
Don't go to a concert in Harpo's. You know what happens in Harpo's?
I was actually at Harpo's last year,
and they're back. So there's a different.
They are back, but
the person that owned Blondie's closed.
They own that.
They own Harpo's now.
I was there for the Insane Clown Posse Hollowicked last year.
Okay.
And part of the sign was burned out, but I still went. It was a really shady area.
Oh yeah,
very shady. I felt like I could have gotten killed over there.
Oh wait a minute, that's the real Detroit now. What are you doing here? You can't put that down.
Okay, that's the
that's
the real.
It's
Detroit.
like, real Detroit. That's the real Detroit.
No, but I liked it. It was fun.
People used to be really afraid in the parking lot, just the parking lot.
It was
that area.
It was a very sketchy area.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something that's really disappointing me about this whole thing. I gotta ask you this: where's that 100-foot tall statue of Michael Jackson going to be?
No, where's the statue of RoboCop?
No, I hear it. No, it's going up in about a year and a half. I heard on 9:10 a.m. they were interviewing him.
Okay.
2018, it's going up. It's still going up.
Because I know they had issues.
It's
one
going up.
part of it was oversized. They had the size.
There's still.
What? They can't get the right sculpture out there.
It's still in parts, and it's being assembled by this Italian guy or something.
Okay.
So he's going to look more like this ginormous bust and head and tiny little legs.
For those that don't know, Detroit Needs a RoboCop was one of the first Kickstarters that really got people onto That was my first Kickstarter I did, and that was in 2011.
Did you contribute?
Yes, I did. I have my Detroit Needs a RoboCop button somewhere.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I contributed
at first it was a freaking joke. And then
and the money that they were like, well, we don't. This is so much money that we went over, and they actually invested that in Forgotten Harvest, and they brought what's his name, the guy that played the original RoboCop,
the English guy or whatever his name was,
Peter Weller.
Yeah,
he was doing commercials for Forgotten Harvest, paid for by Detroit Needs a RoboCop.
And by the way, I'm still also divided. Maybe you can help me with this.
I believe that's how it went. I don't know.
Right. LoveUDetroit.com, if I can plug it. LUVU Detroit. Love you. It goes to this GoFundMe page for Love You Detroit. We've raised, don't laugh, $313. It's 313.
313.
But we're trying to raise $13,000. But here's the deal. Maybe I'm off base. Maybe I should be on Kickstarter instead. I'm confused. What do you see? How do you think we could raise money for our first? Let's worry about the song and music video. We're just trying to raise money, or maybe we're going about it wrong. We should just shoot the damn music video and edit it because I want to release it by Thanksgiving.
Get your 501c3 status, but before that, just go ahead and shoot stuff and find someone who can edit you magnificently.
Crowdfunding is you have to find the crowd first,
right? And I don't have the crowd.
GoFundMe does kind of more
charitable.
For individual, more charitable.
Right.
There actually is a 501c3 only type GoFundMe website out there.
Oh.
And some people then when they're looking for stuff like that, that's where they will go.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
But yeah, I say just go for it, do it, get yourself a crowd.
Right.
And we've already covered. I feel like you're already getting.
I'm almost there. I'm getting. I'm getting.
You say we're a movement. These are charities that we really want to say. We want to do stuff to help benefit these things.
Yeah.
We also want to help push some other stuff over here. I'm an artist, and I want to promote this with my art, but we need money to get this started, which will in turn promote this. And I'm pretty sure let other artists jump on it too.
Yeah.
Don't take all the blunt. Don't take everything yourself.
No.
Other artists, find graphic artists out there hey, I could do a website. And so Love You Detroit's not just Harry Artin. It's Harry Artin and this person, and let other people jump on.
Or Harry Barbarian. Harry Artin is my comedy entity, just like MC Samba is my rap entity.
All right, I apologize.
No, it's okay. That's okay. That's how you.
All the voices in this head drown each other out.
Harry Barbarian.
I have that's better. Right? Barbarian. That's my real name, and but I get what you're saying because it has to be given away so other people can own it.
Exactly.
How do I do it, though? How do I do it? Toaden K, do you know anybody that can help me shoot and edit a music video about Love You Detroit?
I will find out.
Okay, fine.
To sum this up, I mean, we have a guy who's. I'm sorry. It looks like you're about to cry.
He's confused.
I'm trying to launch LUVU Detroit.com.
It will happen.
Nonprofit.
Just work. It takes work and it takes a list. Follow along with your list.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is a
This
guy
is the song.
that's been on TV, been on MTV, been on worked at Howard Stern,
right,
and he's still learning the new system, there is no system.
The new media.
The new media, which there is no right way, there is no wrong way. It's very tough out there. And that's one of the things we talk about here on Media Letter Sandwich. With me is Mark Monster from
CrazyMark.com.
Harry, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate being on this podcast and Media Litter Sandwich. And if you guys want to check out LuVUDetroit.com, LUVU Detroit, LuVUDetroit.com, we're looking for funds. We're looking also for videographers and editors out there who want us to help put us together this music video to start the catalyst to be this vehicle for nonprofits that positively help and positively project the city of Detroit. So Luv U Detroit is all about that. We're doing arts and entertainment, and we're also working with nonprofits, and we're looking for individual and corporate sponsorship. And we need help.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You could find us. We will be presenting at Adrian Comic-Con in November.
Yes.
Do we know what date that is? November? I know it's on
November,
the website.
But you could go through
MediaLetterSandwich.com and Toaden.com, or go to yourcomiccon.com. They have the date on there, and we'll also be in Taylor for Taylor Comic-Con.
This is awesome.
Any more stuff, you can check me out. Toaden.com. You can listen or watch all of our podcasts at MediaLetterSandwich.com. Thank you for watching.
Thank you
for listening.
so much.
May the algorithms be in your favor.
Wow.